Welcome back, pub patrons. Today we're going to talk about a couple cocktails that we made unique for our campaign world, both of which are going to use blood orange as the special ingredient. So stay tuned. So for the lore, right? So within our campaign universe, there is a town, Agave. It's really a huge metropolis. And the reason that it is named as such is it sits next to a big river, and across the river is a volcanic wasteland. So the ash from the volcanoes sort of blots out the sun, and this city is literally your last step where you're still going to see daylight if you're headed in that direction. It originally started out as a mage school and trading hub, as you know, where folks started to go there. But then over time, it's become a bit of a thieves city, sort of like a very merchant productive Tortuga, if you will. And how that came to pass is the town itself, right, which housed the Midvale Mage Academy. There was a mistake that had happened where a company of fiends from the Blood War accidentally teleported in and destroyed the town. And when that happened, a local prominent thieves guild named Shem Shadows sort of rebuilt it in their image, right? So this town, like I said, has a lot of thief themes, has a lot of trade themes, lots of merchants, and then also a bit of the volcano slash, as we'll begin to discover, a little bit of a tinge of hell that's associated with this town as well. So we asked ourselves, what are some cocktails that are really going to bring this to life? And the first one we created was a Days End Old Fashioned. So to make a Days End Old Fashioned, it's going to be a take on a normal old fashioned. So you're getting your base, which is bourbon. I like Bullet. We're going to use some blood oranges. So this is a blood orange liqueur, which is made by a local distillery named Five Saints, but any blood orange liqueur will do. We're going to have our traditional bitters here. And then for the garnish, we're going to have some, For the garnish, we're going to have some cherries and a blood orange. So traditionally, you do an old fashioned as a build, but we're actually going to shake this one. So we're going to start with a shaker tin to which we're going to add some ice. We're going to start with 2 ounces of our base, which is the bourbon. And then in lieu of the muddling sugar cubes or adding simple syrup, we're actually going to add the blood orange liqueur. So the blood orange liqueur is very sweet, and it's going to give it just a bit of a different citrusy flavor, which plays into that same old-fashioned flavor profile. So we're just going to do an ounce of that. We're going to do our dashes of angostura bitters. I'm going to do about 4 dashes. I really enjoy the bitters flavor. And the last thing, this is sort of the other secret ingredient. We're going to top it off with just a little bit of cherry juice. And the reason for that is, like I said, we didn't add the sugar cube. So we're just going to have a little bit, little tiny bit. There we go, just to make it a little sweeter. All right. We're going to shake this. And then in our rocks glass, we're going to do the traditional sort of, usually you have the big square or big circle ice cube. I actually have a D21 that we found, so that's super cool. Just going to pour this over that. We're going to add some blood orange rind. So usually with an old fashioned, you do an orange, or some people might do an orange and a lemon. I'll do blood orange here. And then to represent that volcano and that like Avernus type, the Blood War type theme that we talked about, we're going to toast it. A little bar torch here. All right. There you go. We have the Days End Old Fashioned. Oh, I forgot I lied. One more ingredient. Get the cherry. We want to top it off with the cherry. Huzzah. Huzzah. Enjoy. So, the next drink we're going to talk about is an Anacreon Margarita. So, blood oranges, which we just featured, are they come from within this campaign universe, a country called Anacreon, which is by the sea, the easternmost, sort of has a bit of a southern presence as well, and where they grow these blood oranges. So because they get abundantly shipped to Days End, which is a huge trading hub, they're often used for all sorts of things, including cocktails, and we're going to use them in a margarita. So this is a bit of a Days End drink that you might find in the summer, or maybe if you're a tiefling, you're going to like it a little better. Again, just a little splash of that Avernus theme. So to make this, we're going to need some Cointreau or any sort of triple sec will do. We have tequila. We use agave syrup. If you don't have agave syrup, then you can use just normal simple syrup. We're going to use a lime, jalapeno, and a blood orange. So we're going to start with our margarita glass, and we're just going to add some ice to chill this. Right, we're just going to let that charge for a minute. Our D20, we're going to charge them both. Next, we're going to start making our cocktail in our tin. So we're going to pause on adding ice to the tin. We're going to add our tequila, about 2 ounces. And then we're gonna cut up our jalapeno, and we're gonna add that next. So I'm going for a very spicy marg vibe. I like spicy items, but obviously this is the taste. Depending on your preference, a whole jalapeno might be a little bit much. It also probably depends on how many drinks you're making, right? So we're gonna muddle this, and that's really to get the jalapeno and pepper flavor out. Then we're gonna add some ice. We're going to add half an ounce of our triple sec. We're going to add a fresh lime. Squeeze the lime in here. All right. Then we're going to do the same with a fresh blood orange. We're going to use that blood orange that we just used for the other drink. Doesn't go to waste. It's here. You can see the blood orange has that nice flesh color for really give any of your drinks a dark gothic. Right, we're done with the cutting board. Even my cutting board's nerdy. There you go. And the last thing we're going to add here is just a splash of this agave syrup just to add some sweetness, counteract some of that bitterness of the blood. Give that a good shake. All right, we're going to let that sit. We're going to go back to our charging margarita glass. We're going to dump the ice. And then we're going to salt the rim, but we're going to salt the rim with tajin. So if you're familiar with tajin, you're going to get, again, this sort of like spicy kick from it. Nice. There you go. You can see that that just really adds to the flavor profile of the drink. Go ahead and add our, it's kind of filtering through all the jalapenos and there you have it. You have a blood orange margarita. Nice kick to it. Very sweet, but you get a hint of the pepper. So thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you can think of similar things to do in your campaign universe. You know, what kind of cocktails they might serve, what kind of food they might have, what kind of flora and fauna might grow in the area, and it just helps add that level of immersion and really helps your players get even more into the game. All right, thanks a lot. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.